Hi, this is Eric Beyer of Old Vine, Texas, your premier Texas wine tasting room in DFW, featuring 100% Texas wineries from all over the state. We are located at 403 East Broad Street in Mansfield, Texas, inside of the Ancora Event Center. We have weekly tastings, charcuterie, pizza, plenty of wines by the glass, and live music. Our wine club brings you an extended taste of Texas and other great perks. You can visit our website at oldvinetexas.com to sign up for our newsletter, check our open hours, and see special events and classes and more. Or you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Old Vine, Texas. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back to We Know Texas Vino, the podcast where Texas wine meets real stories and real people and really good pours. Today, I'm here at Lonesome Vine with myself, Will.
And Becca.
And we're here to do a special, what we're going to call Return to Lonesome Dove, or Lonesome Vines. But this revisit, let's get our listeners a deeper look into how the winery has grown, how it's changed since our last visit, and the exciting things that are happening now behind the vines. From vineyard updates to winemaking evolution to new releases, unforgettable tasting room experience. We are going to sit down and we're going to have a new, honest conversation, not about warm poo, of a good glass of wine or two from this outstanding winery.
Wait a second, I can't talk about worm poo.
Oh, you can talk about worm poo all you want.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't there for that conversation. I was told I was filled in on that one.
So, whether you're a longtime fan of Texas wine or discovering the magic of local vineyards, this episode is your perfect pour. So, grab your favorite glass, settle in, and let's get to know Texas wine at one bottle at a time.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers. Oh, yeah. Christy's left out.
That was 4 glasses. You should have got that bottle.
So it has been, 3.5 years since we've been here? Y'all were like on episode 5 or 6 or 7, somewhere in our very early.
Well, and y'all are just about a month or two
within age,
Yeah, within age. So the podcast started right about the time that they opened up, which is really exciting.
Yeah, I know. It's so awesome on it.
Exciting.
And of course, y'all been my wine mentors also for my wine journey. And we sat out here many nights on the patio drinking wine till God knows what time of night.
Oh my gosh, the first time he brought me out here, he said, we will not be leaving at closing time. I want you to know this is a multi-hour experience. I'm like,
you have to make sure you get the most out of your
this is where I have spent time.
So when we came out here, y'all were just starting out. Y'all are still trying to figure everything out. You're still working on your vineyard, and you had your first little small estate vineyards. So we get 4 balls. Tell us what has changed out here. I mean, I tell people to come out here all the time. Y'all have exploded out here. Y'all have expanded 3 times. So what's going on out here?
What's new?
Well, I think it's been incredible to look back and see all what we've done since 2018. I just reposted a Facebook posting on our very first planting that we had in 2018, and it just showed the blank holes drilled, and then we planted, showed all the grow tubes on it. So looking back and seeing how much we have accomplished in 8 years has been fantastic. So vineyards since 18, and we've changed a lot on our whole strategy in the vineyard since then. And the tasting room only being open a little over 3 years now. We've slowly grown at the pace that Ames and I can handle. We still haven't hired staff, so we're handling everything. It's been the perfect, perfect speed of growth, I would say. And we don't do a lot of advertising. We don't do a lot of paid advertising, so it's mostly word of mouth. So it's been the perfect amount of growth, I think, in his 3 years.
Yeah, brother, sure. Great.
It is definitely, over the 3 years, I have come out here, and every time I come out here, y'all y'all were expanding because if you had more people come out here and then you have more people come out here and now you're doing these different little events out here. And it's just, I've enjoyed watching y'all grow and expand and just having, that's what I'm looking for. I'm like lost words now.
It's kind of like a proud mama moment, like or a proud aunt moment where you have seen them blossom from literally the ground up. Like you were telling me today that it was maximum 6 capacity, like whenever y'all first opened, and now y'all have tables everywhere. You have a patio, you have live music coming later today even, and you have events out here, once a month or so? Every other month?
Depending on the time of year.
Yeah.
Well, see, and this.
So that's amazing in and of itself.
Yeah. And, for anyone out there that's just getting started or wanting to plant vines and make wine, in the very beginning, we were so scared. Is anyone going to like our wine? Is anyone going to actually buy bottles of wine? Is anyone going to join our wine club? At the very beginning, and we're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, close to other vineyards, but kind of off the beaten path a bit. But we've grown to know that people love that. They want to get out of the city. They want a peaceful place, relaxed place to go. We almost sold out of wine last year. So that fear of not being able to sell wine, and now we have the fear of not being able to supply enough wine. So it's been a fantastic experience. I was so scared at the beginning. I would have never done it if Andrew hadn't pushed us to do it. But I'm so glad he did.
So with your tasting room expanding, like how much has your vineyard expanded over the past few years as well?
That's a very good question. I'm glad you brought it up because our whole entire strategy in viticulture that we started with has done a whole 180. So I'm going to let Andrew kind of tell a little bit about that and our plans for what we are going to do.
Yeah, so we were just on the first podcast. We're talking about the worm proof. We were starting down the path of what we, and I don't know that what we're doing really fits in one box. I like to call it natural wines and what we're doing. You can call it regenerative or holistic, but it's more just trying to get the correct ecosystem and where the vines can build their own immunity to the fungus and diseases that are here that they're not, they haven't grown, built an immunity to. So, in that process, we decided to try to recover the soil. Where our vineyard planted was a cotton or peanut farm, Dust Bowl, and it got abandoned. And then people probably heard the Soil Conservation Commission was created in, I think, the 50s or 60s. And they came through this area and built sediment dams to stop the topsoil from eroding away. Well, all the topsoil eroded from our vineyard. So when we planted, we had about 0.5% organics. And our goal is to hit 5% organics. And right now we're about 2.5%, 3% organics. So we're getting there. The vines are less susceptible, depending on variety, less susceptible to fungus than they have been, but we still need to get that goal of 5+% organics in the soil, which brings up the sugar content out of the sap. And then when that happens, they've got a good immunity and that kind of stops all the fungus. So that's what we're doing. We're spraying any synthetic chemicals out here. And it's challenging. Last year we got 30 inches of rain in May, and with the fungal pressure, I don't think we got below 90% humidity the whole month.
Right. Yeah.
So the fungal pressure was just too high and we didn't get a crop. So, but this year's working out good. A normal year where we got a rain, and just like last night, we got a rain and we had a norther blow through and it dries everything out because that dry air comes in.
Yeah.
Rain. That's the stuff we typically expect this time of year, not like last year where it just sat there and rained all month. So.
On our way out here, we were expecting to, since you'll have a dirt road coming up to your winery, we were expecting either mud or dust, because we didn't know, since we aren't from this particular area, how the weather was over the past 24 hours. So it was either dust or mud, and we were pleasantly surprised that it was just enough to not have dust and nor is it muddy.
Yeah.
So it was perfect conditions right there. Yes.
So what about the future? What in the vineyard? Will we be planting, and is there a timeline for planting more?
All right, Christy, way to be a third host. I love it.
Like she stopped being a guest. Now she's a host.
I get a time. I got Andrew trapped. I need to hear.
So what's happening now is she's getting you on audio.
That's what I.
She's getting trapped.
For the
Trying to get
record,
me committed.
all of our microphones are up to you now.
Well, we are probably going to plant some vines this year. Right now, we have about 400 cuttings that we planted that they're going to
Beautiful.
we're going to do own root. We're not going to do Texas rootstock anymore. I think that graft unions that make it challenging for vines, and they're a point of weakness. A point for disease to get in. So we're going to try own rooted vines here. And we don't have like cotton root, right? We kind of have an acidic soil out here. So most of the stuff that the Texas rootstock prevents or it's not really a problem for us. So we're going to plant some this year. Hopefully we'll plant 300, and we're going to select the parts of the vineyard where the soil is best to plant those. We'll try to, and that's pretty much filling in caps from our 6-acre vineyard where we've had a lot. We've lost a lot of vines through freezes and various other things. And then last year, the final load, if we had a weak vine that took it out, that was so much fungus. So we're just kind of replacing vines, and this will be a test, see how it goes. 400 work this year. I may grow 1,000 next year.
Well, you heard that, folks. He is on audio now. Christy has documentation of this now. If you can't, wish you could see this because she had her finger up. She's like, yes. So, real quick, and I meant to say this at the very beginning. So, if you have not listened to our previous version of Lonesome Vine, go listen to episode 7. That's how long ago it's been. That was actually February 19th of 2023.
What's the number of this one?
This is 131.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's been a long time. But we've enjoyed coming out here every time I come out here. And I've brought people out here.
Yep.
I've sent people out here.
Yep.
And people always return back telling me, thank you for introducing us to this place. We love it.
This was one of the first wineries that you took me to. I think it was literally the second winery that you've taken me to.
So let's talk about a little bit of past stuff. Okay. First off, how did you get the winery started? I mean, I know people can go back and listen to episode 7. Some people won't do it, but let's just talk
If
about
they're lazy like me and have not listened to episode 7, I'm sorry.
Well, maybe you just don't have time.
Well,
So we'll get it covered right now.
I told him earlier, I listen to him talk all the time. So, do I want to listen to him even whenever he is not there? Sorry.
Good point. Understood. So basically, in a nutshell, we decided to start this because both Andrew and I were getting burned out on the corporate world. We already had the property as hunting property. Realized we were in the Texoma AVA, so we could grow grapes here and make wine from those grapes. So we call it estate wines. And he has an agriculture background. Actually, got his agricultural engineering degree, so he has that passion for growing and being good stewards of the land. I, of course, was always interested in wine. So I started taking classes on the weekends, ended up getting my associates in viticulture and enology from the Grayson program. And then 2017, I quit the corporate world and started doing hands-on harvest internships. I did 2 in Paso Robles and 1 in Texas. 17, 18, and 19. I did one in Calais in 19, which he has Calais Winery and French Connection in the Hill Country. And we just decided that we're not getting any younger. If this is something we want to do, it takes 5 to 6 years to get a harvest off your vine. So we've just got to, we can always go back to bottles, I guess, if it doesn't work out. But fortunately for us,
Andrew said no. Speak for yourself.
You might.
Yeah. Correction. By we, I mean me. But so we just kind of went for it. And Andrew was the driver in that situation. And I'm not a risk taker. He is. But really glad that he did push us to do this. We've met the most fantastic people that have come in here. We've built a huge network of friendships up here in this local area and people coming from the Metroplex. It's been a fantastic experience. All of it.
Well, that's the one thing I say about Texas wine is that, when you go and drink at a liquor, at a bar, you don't make friends.
Right.
But when you go to a winery, you make friends, you get to know people, and you get to make lifelong friendships out of it. And that's what you and I, what's what I'm looking for?
The
Cultivated.
Oh,
Yes.
We've cultivated. We've become good friends.
Friendship and professional relationship and the part of wine making and sharing ideas, sharing equipment, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's been wonderful.
Oh, yeah. It's been amazing. And I've got to see and watch y'all grow over the last 3.5 years. And growth is just absolutely phenomenal. Like I said at the very beginning, y'all had that little part of the room was only like 6, 7 people to sit in there. Actually, I remember we sat like halfway outside the door.
Yeah.
So when you were pouring, but it was phenomenal. I had some great wines. In fact, actually, what was my favorite wine that y'all had?
It was called Smitten, and I think you may still have a few bottles left. You buy so much.
Oh, the famous/infamous Smitten.
2019.
Wow.
We're gonna have to work on another rendition of the Smitten, maybe this year.
Yes, because that honestly was probably my favorite wine that y'all produced. And then I actually found somebody to make something similar to that, and I shared that bottle with y'all. And
So fun. Same varietals, maybe just different years.
it was a Petite Syrah or a Syrah.
Yes.
That was the only difference in between the two of them because y'all use Petite Syrah, they use Syrah or
Yep.
one of those
That
two.
sounds right.
Yeah. So when I smelt it and tasted it, I'm like, oh, this is Smitten all over again.
Yeah.
So we'll have to go get another bottle because I think we did a blind tasting of that with y'all.
Yeah, we did.
And y'all couldn't pick it which one was
Yeah,
y'all.
very hard to tell the difference. Both very well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. So, so what is
years ago?
when you first started out, you just try to get some wines in stock to sell. So what do you think is your flagship wines now?
Chickens.
I would definitely say on the white front, a Cool Blanc, which is what we're enjoying right now, as a matter of fact. 2025 Cool Blancs that we just put on the menu this weekend.
So good.
I was in the last wine club as well, but I'm so proud of this Cool Blanc. And I was really nervous about it because we don't have the glycol system in the winery, which is very helpful in making a white wine and controlling temperature. And I was not allowed or able to afford to have the glycol quite yet. So it's really nervous about using that much of a white that I would have to ferment and take care of all the way through the process. Grace and Days at RK helped me through, so walk me through that a lot, as well as some of the other winemakers. But I'm very, very pleased with this 2025, and I think it's better than our 2022. Anyway, really, really happy with the dry white Cool Blanc. So we're kind of known for that too. And then as far as reds go, I really love the Carignan that we had, and I did a single varietal Carignan, which is a little different than some of the other wineries have done, which is also a Rhone varietal. I do have 2 barrels worth of that in the winery aging. That's a 2024, so maybe we'll have another Carignan pointing out again.
And I've drank some really good single varietal Carignans, including y'all's. And man, it's like Tannat for me. So if it's Tannat, I hated Tannat.
Oh, that's one of his favorite wines.
It's like too hepatic, very earthy. And now it's actually one of my favorite ones to drink.
Yeah. It's growing really well in Texas, I feel like. It's really good wines, takes oak really well. Doesn't forget the oak, nice sweet pimpliness. Anyway, so I'm really excited about that one. And then, of course, our Tempranillo, we're pretty well known for, whether it's the regular French barrel aged Tempranillo or the bourbon barrel aged Tempranillo. Both of them are very popular.
You can't go wrong with either of those barrels.
And I think a lot of people are coming to us for the dry red. So that's kind of what we're known for, is kind of any dry red. But those are the ones that stand out most to me, are the Carignan and the Ernie GSM blend that we just put on the menus.
Oh, so good.
Listen, people, if y'all have not come out here and had their GSM, you need to come out.
Sundown's been really popular.
We've already sit out here since 11 o'clock. We've already drank 7 bottles.
Oh, you lie. No. That's it total from Wine Club until now.
Since it's been released.
Yeah, so I love me a good GSM. That's phenomenal.
That's kind of what we'll specialize in. That's mostly what we have planted out here. That's what I'm most familiar with on my internships that I did. There's so much versatility you can do with the GSM, upgrade those blends. So that's kind of what we'll focus on too.
Was that your first GSM?
This was my first GSM only.
Oh,
So
GSM
Sassy
only.
Bandit had
Yes.
GSM in it, and the Smitten had GSM in it, but this is only those three grapes.
Yeah.
Wow. For your first wine, you did pretty good, girl. You're welcome.
Oh, and of course our old Grenache, that was always the
that
big
Grenache.
seller. Yeah. I'd like to redo that one at some point, but
I'm just going to say that Grenache. I didn't tell you this. That Grenache makes a great barbecue sauce.
Yeah, they're trying to mess all.
no, don't ruin it with sauce.
Right?
Yeah, it makes a great barbecue sauce. Well, I mean, drink it straight. Put a highball in it also,
Jeez Louise. I'm sure it will also do a great swirled margarita or
Yeah.
We won't talk about that.
But I prefer it bites.
Yes.
Of course. But eventually maybe we'll have another one. We're waiting to see maybe color is our biggest issue with Grenache. So we may release this year because we had a lot of Grenache from 24. We may release a lighter colored Grenache because the flavor is still there, just a little bit lighter of color.
Reno, a lot of people find Texas grapes a lot lighter than your California grapes or your Washington, Oregon grapes. And from my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, that it's because we have a lot of moisture out here, and the break doesn't happen as fast as long as it should. It calls that darker, richer color.
I think that's part of it. I just theoretically, in my mind, I think it's the heat and the sun, and it breaks down the skins more, and you just don't have the color development because of the heat, and the grapes don't get to break at night like they do in California. So we don't have the diurnal temperatures here like they do in California. So the grapes are constantly working, constantly using up all of that acid, and so they don't have time to rest to really embrace that, develop that color out of the skins.
See, I never, again, being new to this whole industry, never thought of grapes continuously working. Like, it's a grape. It's sitting out there. It's growing.
Right.
What else is it going to know?
So much chemistry happening all the time.
And stuff that I am learning and I love to learn about and just didn't realize at the very front of it. So, yeah, I appreciate all of that.
And even the malic acid, that gets kind of burn up by the time we're harvesting. So I'm still learning as well. But it's fascinating.
It's truly a living, breathing thing.
Yes.
Out there on a vine.
Yeah.
Yes, even in the bottle. From the seed to the soil to the glass.
Yep.
I like that. From the seeds and the soil to the glass.
I do too.
How am I working marketing full time?
So where do y'all see yourself now? Because I remember when we talked about this 3 years ago, you saw yourself, staying really, really small. Which, I mean, you're still small, but you're not completely small. You've grown.
You're
so you
established.
you're established now.
We're established now. We don't want to go to be big. We're
say
pretty
that.
comfortable.
You say that.
But we like to keep it where just Andrew and I are managing the tasting room. We get to establish the right relationships with our customers. We get to answer any question that they have. So we make sure people have a good experience, laid back experience with their gracious. So we don't want to get so big, we lose that intimacy, and it just becomes more of a big bar, and you get seated.
Everybody goes here. We're staying on the
Right.
We don't want that. As long as we can continue paying the bills. We have developed or grown our wine club membership too, so we're almost at our max capacity for the wine club.
That's great.
We don't want to go more than in a certain amount because we don't want to make wine just to meet the wine club. We want to make quality wine no matter what. Sure. So once we meet that threshold, I think we'll be good to go. We're comfortable with that because we know that we have those wine club members. And then we're also as you see more special with people. And we're kind of at a transition too. Like I mentioned before, we were selling out of wine last year, which we got a little nervous about. But we've only been open 3 years, so that budget for the grapes and the winemaking just isn't there in the 3 days. But now we've saved money. So last year we bought our max amount of fruit, or brought in our max amount of fruit, and that's what we want to continue with until
you're able to fully produce on your own. Maybe
we would like to produce all our own. We don't have all the varieties grown here that we want to use or work with.
That's fair.
So we will probably always supplement some type of Texas grape, and we're really seeking out the better growers, the smaller vineyard growers, the growers that use less pesticides and synthetics and things like that. So we're really trying to partner and showcase those vineyards too.
As long as it's from Texas, we're good.
Yeah, 100%. We'll never go outside of Texas. We never say never, but I think Texas has enough of what we need that we'll always use Texas fruit.
Well, and it's funny you actually talk about all Texas, and as you know that I'm 100% pro Texas. Becca's pro Texas. We're all pro Texas here. Let's talk about the new instructor real quick, Grayson.
Okay.
Lama has come in from California, winemaker from California. Amazing woman. I've sat and talked with her for hours on end, and she's a very knowledgeable person. But coming to Texas, she didn't realize what kind of Texas industry, wine industry we had here. And I started introducing her to people. And I said, I need to go to Texas Wine and Grape Growers Association, go to the Hill Country Wine Symposium. And she,
that's why I met her, is at the wine symposium.
And she has reported back to me, she goes, I didn't realize what kind of wine industry Texas really truly had until I got here. And we actually, when I was up at the Grace of the day doing the distilling class, we got talking about it. She's like, I'm so fascinated and enthralled about Texas wine. It's a new world. It's a whole new thing. She goes, everything I knew about winemaking, I had to throw out the window and start all over again. Because it's not the same as California. I said, yeah, our grapes don't get to chill out at night. They continue staying hot because it never cools off.
Well, to your point earlier, I believe we said it on the podcast, but if not, like even you said, there are some regions in California who have very similar climates to what we do, especially in North Texas. And so the grapes grow similarly in both places, let alone, but at the same time, like they have very different tastes and textures, and they're still growing and living different ways and different quote unquote lifestyles, even though they're in, as we all do in Texas versus California, in two different states. So like, it's really, that's one thing that's fascinated me, that as coming in here as a newbie, like I would have never thought that Texas and California had any similar climates, let alone similar growing seasons, similar growing styles, similar soils, similar X, Y, Z. And here you are, you have knowledge in both of those places, and you're carrying over knowledge that you've learned previously in other states to here.
Right. Yep. But still focusing totally on how I can make the best Texas.
1,000%. And I really appreciate that.
So when it comes to making wine, so as everybody says there are all different styles of wine making out there. So what is your favorite style of wine to make?
Ooh, good question.
Because, some people like those Rhone style wines, and then you've got the Bordeaux style wines. What is your little niche that you set in? Or do you kind of blend them all in to kind of make your own little style?
It's kind of my own style, I would say. And for the most part, I like to have the grapes speak for themselves. But having said that, I still use oak. I still incorporate a lot of oak. And sometimes I use brandy oak, so grapes and neutral oak. A lot of times I prefer the neutral oak. Only French oak up to this point. I really think Texas is making some great grown wines, and it's, we're still a younger industry, but as we're more resources now available to us, more consultations from people who know what they're doing in the viticulture world, what's growing well here and what works best in our terroir. And every growing site's different too. High Plains is way different than the North Texas area. But for our particular site, I still love the Tempranillo, but I'm really excited to see what the Rhones are doing. So the Pico Blancas are all white and the GSMs are brown. I'm just really loving that style and not overdoing anything, nothing artificial, of course, but still not overdoing the oak impact either. Really let it be as little invasiveness as possible and anything else. Hardly ever opening the bungs on the barrels. We try to age our wines at least 2 years in the barrel. Our dry beds, and I think that really makes a difference.
Oh yeah,
and not releasing it too young.
Yeah, and I think sometimes I know some wineries that try to release their wines quick because they need to get it on the shelf, and they're just too young. I mean, you can see the potential, or actually, let me rephrase that. You could taste the potential in it, but it's just sometimes it's just too young to actually just do anything. So then you're just kind of like, I feel it. Don't feel it at the same time. And in fact, actually, I drank one the other day that it was so hard. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is still way young. Give it another 6 months, and this thing will be absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to take the word Tannat, and I'm going to land it on this. When I drank Tannat for the first time, it was a landed Tannat 4 years ago, and it was so earthy and so just tannic. I couldn't drink it. I feel like I threw a big thing of dirt in my mouth and ate it, and I didn't like it. They came in. Here we are. Last year, I had a customer come in and said I need to try it again, and I'm like, no, but okay, I'll try it. And I tried it, and I'm like, holy crap, this is so much better. And it was at that time it was almost 10 years old. Now it's 10 years old, and I've learned to understand that now. That sometimes when a wine is too young, give it some time, let it age, just like an adult. When it's a young child, it doesn't understand, and it needs to mature, and it becomes better when it matures. Wine is the exact same way.
They say young and dumb for a reason. Sorry, they do. I love with them.
Christy poured another glass after that comment.
Fill it up.
But I mean, not all. Just like humans, like not all wine is young and dumb. Like some is meant to drink, as I have learned, very quickly after it's bottled. Whereas others, they're like, no. We'll leave that in the bottle for 6, 12, 24 months and then try it. And so it's also a matter of the wineries and vineyards educating the guests, the clients, the customers, what you want to call them is, okay, you can buy this now, but keep it in the bottle for another 6 months and then break it open. And that's whenever it's going to be at its peak readiness.
Yeah. And it's all education, too, which is wonderful. And from a business standpoint, there are some tasting rooms that do have to release it, which is kind of the problem we were scared of getting into last year when we were running out of wine. I didn't want to release something just because I was selling out of wine, So that's why you guys are scared. So it is the business issue. Growth is really, really good, but you don't want to rush your product either because wine is just something that cannot be rushed on the release of it. So,
and if you rush it, people will remember it. And you don't want that.
And it's not that I don't want to have to explain, you can buy it now, but take it home and lay it down for 6. No one's really going to do that. So the time that it takes. What? Excuse to lay down wine? No.
I say, hey, what do you want to drink tonight? Let's open some. Let's open something.
But you're right. Sometimes you don't want to put out that bottle too early. And I've actually had to learn that hard lesson myself. With my Tempranillo that I had. It was way too young, and then all of a sudden one day we opened it up, and it's like there it is, and it is actually
I believe I've told you this before, but the first time I tasted your Tempranillo, I was like, "Wait, that's very acidic." Like, it's something's not settling right. It tastes good, but it's not
She had that bitter beer taste.
quite
Is
there.
the bitterness?
Yeah.
Yes. Wines.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest problem with some Texas wines, really, to be honest.
Yes.
The bitterness.
Yes. And then I tasted it not even 6 months later, just a couple months later. And I was like, oh my gosh, I get baking spices, I get strawberries, I get cherries, I get this, I get that. And I was like, this is really good.
Yeah. Just takes time to just go and be patient and not have too much information.
Yeah. Patience is a virtue.
Yeah. Well, and you have to figure out somehow what your business is going to be 2 years from when you harvest those grapes. So how do you know how much you need to make? So that's just growing pains, which a lot of Texas wineries are young, like we are here. We're getting to that point, so you know, it is what it is. We have a lot of proud Texans that love Texas wine and they just want to support it however they can, and they do, and they understand. So my sellout of wine because we're small producer. We do 2-3 barrel batches. That may be your favorite wine, but we're gonna sell out of that. You know, but you're gonna have something else good to try.
So, right. Well, even today, the table next to us was saying, there was one wine with this in its name. And you're like, oh, yeah. Wait, you were here that long ago? And it was really nice to see that and see the loyalty behind all of that process to say they had good wine. I tasted it 6-8 months ago even, and I'm coming here for this wine. Even if it's, yes, they remembered it. And even if they're sold out, I know I'll find something that I will like there.
Yeah. It's wonderful. That's what I mean about the Texas customers. They're just fantastic.
Yeah.
They're loyal to Texas.
And did they say they're from Wichita Falls?
Wichita Falls.
So they drove all the way from Wichita Falls. They used to come very far.
Yep.
See, that right there means that's the loyalty right there.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, that means you left a lasting impression.
Yeah.
I feel good about that.
I can't be more grateful than we already are. It's incredible.
Now we're there.
So, what's the future hold for Lonesome Vine out here? Because I know you have like a Christmas party out here that I've come to the last 2 years now, which is, guys, if y'all have not come out here to this Christmas party,
It was so
tamales,
fun.
mocktails out here, and
Dressed up in there.
yes,
Would be Christmas sweaters.
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever Christmas
Stuff.
attire you
Yeah.
want to
it's
wear.
absolutely phenomenal. They always have a lot of music out here.
And this year, like, you and I met another couple that's locally around here, and we're like, okay, we have to meet up again because we've connected in just
Yeah.
a different way. And it's also cool around wine and your wine, nonetheless.
And that's what I say too. We're a little bit smaller of an atmosphere, so people end up meeting other people, and we really enjoy those people and those huge friendships.
Can we get a shout out to one specific
Yeah,
group?
let's do it.
The Gillespies.
Yeah.
So we're going to tell a little quick story about this.
Do it.
And this is, I don't know how this will be rated on the podcast, but please forgive us what we're about to say. So we were out here and they had, Christy and Andrew did a cheese tasting, and one of the cheese was a black pepper cheese. And this was the first time
Oh, no.
we don't want to talk about that one.
No.
That was the first time I met the Gillespies.
Well,
Yeah, instance is okay, but don't reiterate your
that's okay.
name of the cheese.
Okay, yeah, let's start with that.
But anyway, it was a really funny
Pepper cheese. You can only imagine.
Yeah, it was a very funny slip of the tongue.
Oh, yes.
I'll say that.
Yeah, and it was, we had already been out
And
here.
the last one's happened to be here at the same time.
Yep, and we ended up all becoming good friends because of that now. And it seemed like every time I was out here, they showed up, or they were out here, I would show up. And it's always been like that. And so now, because of that, the Gillespies and I have become a good friend. So I hope they're listening to this show.
Oh, they will. We'll make sure of it.
Yes.
Next time they come in, hey, don't have any wine. Actually, have a glass and listen to this.
Yeah.
Press play.
They're gonna love it.
Right. But I mean, I've met a lot of great people out here, you know, and in the few times Rebecca's been out, she's met a lot of great people out here. I've seen a lot of people out here come see y'all. You know, in fact, actually, what was the Careless Whispers?
Yeah, love it.
What was I calling it? It was Careful Promise.
The actual name was Careful Promise.
Yes, and I was telling
But
everybody.
you could never remember.
So I kept calling it the Careless Whispers
Yes.
from the George Michael song.
Yes. And Will would send people out and said, Will told me to try your Careless Whisper. So they would call and seeking out the Careless Whisper. I'm like, I know exactly what you're talking
the
about.
menu,
Here you go.
But this is what I love coming out here is Christy and Andrew are some great people that, you know, come out and have a conversation, you know, and just have camaraderie.
Everybody's going to have a good time, right?
Oh, you're always
It's
going to have a good
relaxed
time.
atmosphere. We can laugh together.
This is one of those places where you say,
It's like cheers.
we're only going to stay for an hour and a half max.
Yeah. What?
Oh, shit, it's 11 p.m. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss. But I mean,
We'll be, yeah.
but shoot, it's way past closing time. We're the only people out here, but we're having such a good conversation, and y'all are such good people and such a great time, and y'all have great dogs and a great atmosphere and great wine. And what more do you think?
We do have a lot of really good conversations.
Oh, yeah.
And it could be
I'm sure
online or something else.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's not just with us, but with all of your customers.
Yeah, I mean, for the
and
most
guests.
part, yeah. If you want to engage, then we're here to engage with you. If you just want to chill out by yourself and have a bottle of wine out near the vineyard, just do that. It's whatever you're feeling that day. Every once in a while, we'll have music too. That music coming in today, so that's fun for the people who want to see live music. We don't have that a lot, so some people just like the quietness.
So what's the future hold for Lonesome Vine? So what's coming up that you're excited about, you're nervous about, what you hope becomes amazing?
Besides what you're holding Andrew to, that he previously
Yeah, we
talked
got him
about.
out on tape.
Yeah, we did.
So the vineyard stuff, yes, Andrew went over. On the winery side, we're maxing out again this year at harvest. I'm just really hoping for a good harvest and that we get the go varieties that I want. Maybe some Grenache that has a deeper, darker color. We're really looking for some good Carignan again. We will not expand much anymore as far as physical structure, but we do want to expand a few of our events. So maybe do a few more wine and food pairings. I'm dying, speaking of Andrew, I'm dying to have our vineyard dinner in the vineyard because we cut out that square right in the middle of the vineyard. Mow that down, set up some tables, some lights, and some tents, and then have a food pairing or kind of winery dinner in the middle of the vineyard. So some of our best wines. So I'm really dying to do that at some point.
What a great location for weddings, proposals, asking to be girlfriend.
I mean, right now is beautiful.
I know.
Vineyard.
Yes.
It's amazing. That would be a really nice place for a special proposal.
That would be.
If anyone is in the market of something like that.
Who would stop me? Oh,
I don't know.
I'm glad I'm going to have to edit this part out.
you will.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, Christy, I know Andrew had to step away for a little bit. So, you know, it's always amazing coming out here and chatting with y'all.
Thank you so much for coming. This is always fun.
But, you know, I love coming out here. I'll always come out here and I share different wines with y'all because I know it's hard for y'all to get away and stuff. And so I'm always bringing y'all a bottle of wine, sharing experiences with y'all, and just sometimes just chatting and just having a good time. I've learned a lot from y'all, my winemaking experience, and I'm looking to do more with y'all in the future, talking about our processes, everything and stuff. So, yeah, it's been awesome.
Definitely. Always.
Yeah, 3 years. 3 years. The baking, guys.
3 years.
Well, 18 since we did the vineyard, since the tasting room. You and I, and when we started the tasting room, we just started the podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for you. So how did you find them 3 years ago?
Oh, so the way I found them was through, what is her name at RK? Howard's wife, Amy. Yes, Amy comes out there and says, "Hey, you need to go check out Lonesome Vine." Kind of like, okay. So I had just recorded them. They said we need to come out here and check it. That's how we found y'all. And here we are, 3.5 years later. We're besties.
Besties, totally.
Wine besties.
Wine besties. Well, that's just another quick example. I got to give a shout out to everybody up here for our Ostrich, RK. We all work so well together. We all send people their way. They send people our way. We share equipment. We share ideas. It's just industry like no other. It's really
As I've gotten into the committee of a wine festival, like I've learned that all of North Texas Wine Association members
you're right.
are such good people, and they want to help each other and they want to support each other. We all are having issues with this year. Okay, you have 3 wineries coming in to help you out.
Yeah.
Like there is no.
You're right. I don't want to limit it to our area. But we're just the closest, so we see each other the most and collaborate. Of course. But you're absolutely right, 100%. All of the North Texas Wine Association, all wineries, will help each other however you can.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
It's a very friendly industry. An industry like that.
For sure.
So, well, again, thank you for allowing us to come out here. Thank you for allowing me just to come back out here and sit and chat with you. Huge thanks for you telling your story again, and this passion that we have for Texas wine. I mean, because this passion runs deep to everybody through this Texas industry. With all that being said, we're going to end with some wine quotes.
Okay.
And I think these are perfect for what we're doing here. Okay. So the first one is, drink Texas wine or politely leave.
I love it.
And then we're going to follow.
See, you're so loud. We might not say politely all the time, but this time we will.
So the next one is, if it ain't Texas wine, I ain't impressed.
Ain't that the truth?
I love it. Those are good ones.
Those are really good ones. You know, ChatGPT's been creating some great Texas-based quotes, and I love them. I absolutely love them. So, with all that being said, this is Will.
This is Becca.
This is Christy.
And this is You Know Texas Vino. Cheers.
Cheers.